Hey guys, it's Mallory here. So as you guys have probably seen the past few weeks, we have been putting devotionals up for you guys every Thursday morning. So I'm really excited to be leading this one with you all today. So this morning I'm gonna talk a little bit on an aspect of like self-care, or I guess more like self-spiritual growth. So just last week I was texting a friend of mine from Johnson, and we were just talking about how quarantine was going for the both of us. And the very first response that I had was, "It's the worst." And that is completely true. It has been really difficult for me, and I'm sure it has been for all of you guys as well, because I probably know that we all don't want to be inside of our houses. We don't want to be doing school online through Zoom class. We all miss our friends a lot, and we wish we could be with them. But for right now, this is just how it's going to be. But something that my friend mentioned is this idea that I hope we've all learned by now, that we've had to create this new way of living, a new way of surviving what's happening around us. We've created new routines for everything, and it's probably been really difficult for all of us. But although it has been this way and it's been different, something that I have come to realize, and that I hope you guys realize, is that through all of it, God is still working through his people, and probably in ways that we didn't anticipate, and maybe even in ways that we don't see. But he is still working. And something my friend said was, if God brought us here, then there's a lesson that we are supposed to learn while we are here. And for me, that was super profound, because I think it was something I knew, but I didn't know. And so I really just took time to sit and think about that idea. And I began to ask myself the question, what is it that I'm supposed to be learning during this time? And I learned a lot of things, but one thing I wanted to share was that God doesn't lead his people into something or into a place where he isn't going to lead you into something greater from it. Everything that's going on around us with this pandemic, and even issues outside of this pandemic, God already has those completely resolved. I think right now he's just asking for his people to completely trust that, and to trust him, and to be okay with where we are and with what's happening. And that can be really hard sometimes, because we obviously don't want to be okay with the fact that people around us are dying from this virus, and our family and our friends are being harmed from it. For me personally, I don't want to be okay with the fact that the last 2 months of my senior year don't really get to happen. For a lot of you guys, the season of whatever sport you're playing doesn't really get to end. It was taken from you. And you don't want to be okay with that. And for most of us, we don't want to be okay with the fact that we don't get to see our friends or even some of our family for multiple months. And that's really difficult. But even through all of those feelings, and through all of those things that we don't want to be okay with, and through this conversation I had, I was resorted back to a psalm. And Psalm 46 is probably top 3 of my favorite psalms. Psalm 46:10 is a verse that I hold really near and dear to my heart. And it reads, he says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth." I think in a time like right now, in what we're living in, where everything around us is just absolutely chaotic, a lot of things are in the unknown. We're frustrated and we're sad. We still have to realize through all of those valid feelings that God is still God, that God is sovereign, that God is great, and he is powerful, and God is all-knowing, and we could and should still exalt him through all of this, no matter the circumstances. And with this verse, I'm always led back to the spiritual discipline of solitude. Since my freshman year, I was challenged by a professor to really be intentional about solitude time. In the past 4 years, I have grown tremendously in that area and in that spiritual discipline, and I've challenged other people to be a part of it too. And in the very first phrase of Psalm 46:10, it says, "Be still." And that is exactly what solitude is. It is being still and being silent, and just being aware of God's presence around you, and allowing him to just reveal things to you. My freshman year, I think, or it may have been my sophomore year, I helped a friend record a song for a project he had to do, and the song was completely based off of Psalm 46. And the chorus was, be still and know that I am God. But the way we broke it down was be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and be. And so right now, in this time of frustration and fear, in a time of loneliness and maybe even depression, in a time of confusion and all of these feelings, I'm going to challenge us, including myself, to just be. To be okay with where we are, to be okay with what is happening, and to just continue in those moments and in the midst of all of what's happening, to just exalt God and to realize who He is and to fully trust Him. So that's my prayer and my challenge for all of you guys. SGA misses seeing you guys. We miss campus, and we love you guys, and we're praying for you all. We'll hopefully see you soon.